All right. Oh, we are live. Welcome, everybody, to the first Old Gray Brick live in the new year, 2021. We're 7 days in. If you want to turn 2021 back in, today is the end of your 7-day warranty. So you might want to check your receipt and maybe chat online with service representatives. We have a lot of folks waiting in the chat. Looks like Brahm is here. Yes, we are going to talk about our consumerism today. Brahm's here. Jeff Van Winden is here. We got some folks knocking on the door to get into the live chat, but we are full. So anyway, Matt Robbins is here, and we'll tell you about where we hang out a little bit, Matt, later maybe in the show. Stever is here. Richard is in the chat and in here. MJ Bricks, good to have you here.
What up, MJ?
Yes, Ryan, it is stupid. It is.
Hey, Ryan.
Sorry. Magnus is also here. Magnus possibly regretting his return to the States. Anyway, we want to give you an hour and a half or so without a whole lot of news and just talking about the hobby a little bit tonight. So that's what we're going to do. So welcome, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great year so far, other than other things and everything. So let's go around the room and see what's up. We'll start with the man who is winning the real estate game right now. Rich, tell us what's going on in your world, man.
Just getting stuff together to send off to the finance people and stuff like that. I got to set the bill up for a little bit, and I won't be on forever. So one of you other lucky people that are in the chat can get in, like Ryan or Magnus or maybe even Adrian. Who knows?
Yeah, hey, we could raffle off your spot, and see how much money we could get. By the way, hey, wait, Rich, I'm noticing the facial hair. Did you forget the razor, or is this a?
Oh wow! I just noticed that he needs to back up.
I got lucky.
Yeah. Well, if you are actually being hidden, or if you're in the witness protection program, the secret was in Cincinnati. So say that when you need it.
He's trying not to look like John.
Did you say
Denver
Cleveland?
anymore.
Was that Cleveland you said?
Yeah. No, Cincinnati. It looks like it does look like he's trying to say that John Denver.
It looks like the other one.
Yeah. That John Denver look there. That's good. All right, here we go. Let's go to Jeff. Jeff. How are you doing, Jeff?
I'm good. I'm currently just working on this guy. So.
Oh yeah.
That is my space.
Are you going to build all the 3 models, or are you going to just build the one?
I'm just going to build the one because that's why I bought it.
Right. The robot looks a little derpy. The little speeder looks pretty cool, but I don't really care about it.
Yeah, I mean the minifigure is like top notch though. So yeah, it's a nice little throwback to Spyrius and all that fun stuff back then.
Is there any 2021 pieces in there? If there are any such things?
I don't know. I don't think so. So far, it's all reused parts from what I can tell. But it's a fun little build.
I dig it.
Yeah,
it's super cool.
I got 2 of those, and then I was like, well, I could get some more just for the fig, and the fig head, but I'm thinking there's nothing super duper special in there other than that. I mean, it's a great set. I think I want everybody to get one, so Lego will keep producing some space sets, because it seems like we have a run of space sets in the 3-in-1 line right now, which is good. So buy those, so Lego will see there's a need for those, and put those back out and keep doing it, because there's a little minor mech or something like that coming out soon too. So that's cool. That's super cool. All right, let's see what else is going on. Let's go to the Great White North A and see what is up. Gil, how you doing, man?
Good. Yeah, just beauty. Yeah, just
take off, hosers.
Oh, if only. Actually, no one's taking off anywhere because we are still in lockdown. Not the cool fly cologne leave, but
that means the pants are taking off.
Heyo.
No, the pants just never go on. So,
Heyo.
so yeah, actually those sets, because everything's locked down and stuff has been closed and that. Actually, I've been wanting to get a couple of them, but haven't gotten them yet. Amazon.ca sold out, so yeah, I'm a little dry for that stuff. But have been doing a few Lego things. One is as I was mentioning last year, my mom always gets me a couple sets, so some juggling around with my wife, and got me a couple of those little city cars, which I spacified into
Yes.
Cool.
this guy. So yeah, he was kind of fun. Turned it into like a spinner kind of thing.
Approved.
Very cool.
And also, I'm in the middle of building for figure photography a large Hoff set. So as part of the background thing, there's actually making a whole bunch of those little doohickey light things that mark where the hangers are. So I got like about a dozen of those going. But for in the background, one of those.
Cool little troop transport.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Nice size. I like it.
So yeah. So that's just going to be kind of like background scatter stuff to have. And the other thing is too is that a while ago I put together 3 figs, which I sort of wanted to use for like a fantasy adventuring kind of thing. So I've been taking some pictures of those and plan to take a lot more. So maybe what I'll do is I'll just share my screen.
It's a trap. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, please do.
This was not authorized. I need to go ahead and put that out there. Mark, get your hand on the 13 button. All right, PG-13. Okay.
So can you see that or no?
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, this is like kind of just a staged battle scene with these dudes. And then there's this guy, which is sort of like by a river kind of thing.
Oh, that's cool.
Sort of at night. And then
Is that for your a river runs through it scene?
that's
like
right.
you.
That's right.
Kind of looks like you. Is that you? Is that your sig fig?
No, I've actually never had a sig fig. So
Shame on you. Is it illegal in Canada?
It's the sig fig. Oh, I guess, and also I did this.
Listen, big.
They tax them heavily up there, so he doesn't have one.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
Well,
that's so cool.
So,
In Canada, you need 2 faces, one that speaks English and one that speaks French.
like Jean Chrétien. So yeah. So yeah, that's it. So I actually had something to share. Yeah.
Awesome. Good deal. All right. Let's head to the great state of Alabama and that southern accent that Martin has. How you doing, man?
Hello. How are you? Nice to see you.
Wait a minute. He's not from. Wait a minute.
You're kidding me.
Southern England. That's what it is.
Southern
Southern
England.
England.
Yeah, thanks. So I saw Meredith there. We've had quarantine at our house. My wife had COVID. She came home from school on a Friday before Christmas and had it. So and then we all stayed in the house for 14 days or 10 days, whatever it was, and got a lot of Lego sorting and building done as well. But the joke on Martin from Alabama, and he's not from Alabama. I had an Instagram page, Martin from Alabama, just for my Lego, and Instagram has killed it. So someone, and my guess is someone's reported me as not being from Alabama and being fake. I read all the rules. Like, there's nothing I've done wrong apart from misrepresented myself in Instagram or someone else's eyes. So after having like 8 attempts at where you say, yeah, it may have been a mistake for me, have been disabled, and sending a picture with your with the number in, if you've ever had to do that, and sending an email saying I am who I am. Actually sent a video as well. I've given up. So
Really? So Instagram killed you
Instagram killed my Lego page. Yeah. Kind of annoying.
because you claim to be from Alabama.
Yeah. The government. I pay taxes. I live here. I reside here. I work here. My family's here. If I ever need to get back to my family or somewhere in an emergency, it's here that I'm coming. I'm from Alabama, officer. Right. I'm from.
I just want to know. I just want to see that there's somebody at Instagram who's from Alabama going, that boy ain't from around here. It's hitting the button on you every time.
That's well. The thing is, I guess my profile picture was me in a British flag as well. So my identity.
Well, there's
didn't
your
match.
problem right there. We don't
That would have been the indication. Nah.
we don't like Union Jack around here, sir.
No. Oh, I've got a Union. Where are you? I've built one.
If you're from Alabama, you're supposed to have a different flag.
But
Yeah,
it's very similar to the
Something.
Union Jack.
it is. I think you guys took your colours from our flag, if I'm correct. And I'm probably not correct, but
That's right. We did that in 1776.
Hold on.
Don't you forget it.
Hold on. America has been around a lot longer than England. I don't care what you say.
That's right. Yeah.
USA, USA.
I love it. I'm from Alabama. I love the USA.
Absolutely.
But done a bit of building. I built a boat or ship, because the neighbour would say ship. I built that and some space stuff. And I like the figure. Very nice. Yeah, I need an outfit like that. And then I did buy cassettes. Like, I ran out of things to build, so like buying sets. So I got myself the flower bouquet. Which I'm
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah, real fancy. And I'll give it to Andrew for Valentine's Day, made up, already assembled. So that'd be good. Flowers on mold. And the bonsai tree, which I just thought they were pretty cool. So at some stage here, I'm going to build them. Found those sitting in Target, because I can't buy on Lego shop at home. It doesn't like me either very much. So anyway.
Because you're not from Alabama.
Correct. Thanks, Melda. But, anyway, that's what's going on over here. So
Oh, our friend Adrian.
like, come on.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, good deal, man. I'm
Sure he was
glad
trying to
your wife,
hide from where he was.
your wife is better though. Yes.
Yeah, she's good. It's very convenient. She was sick the entire day break for her and watched everything on Netflix. And then all of a sudden was better to go to school the next day on the Monday. But, oh, you got better quicker. So yeah, thanks. None of us got sick. So, and that's actually, if I was ever to call her fake on it, so I didn't drive her to get the test. I was like, none of us got sick in the house, the kids or me, and we were in here. And so it might be worth investigating if it was a fake sickness or not on her part.
Well, you that's on you, buddy. You take that
You need it at your own risk.
Some battles,
Did you get
some
Did you get a momcation?
I was going to say, I, for one, was enjoying my momcation for about 3 days.
I'm sure you're enjoying it. So,
No,
you've got Lego. She didn't have Lego.
Well, we are certainly glad she is okay, and none of the rest of you seem to have gotten it. So that's awesome. All right. Matt, it is time for us to see. Let's see what you got going on today. What's up, buddy?
Well, in the hat thing, I've got my Mandalorian hat for today, so we'll see how many hats I can run through. But I am downstairs in my usual living space and not in my Lego room because the construction workers on the cathedral settled their strike and went back to work over the Christmas New Year's break. And the cathedral is finished. So let's take a look.
Awesome.
And I'm using my laptop, so it's not quite as easy, but the front of it has this kind of curved art thing that mimics St. Peter's in Vatican City. And again, this is not my design. This is a 17-year-old Italian, just to make me feel more insecure. He was 17 when he came up with this.
Cool.
17-year-old Italian young person designed this and sold the instructions. So I bought the instructions. It's 13,000 pieces, so about twice the size of the Millennium Falcon, which is currently the second largest piece count. The interior's finished. You can't really see it, but inside through the door there are pews and there are lights that hang
Wait,
down.
did you say pew pew pews?
Pews.
Yeah.
Pews.
Sorry.
And then on the
So many
sides.
views.
You can't fool us. We saw that in Lord of the Rings.
The dome was kind of interesting. I'd never built a dome out of square pieces, but there's a series of sand green panels that are supported, and then you string white tubing with 1x1s with a clip on top to sort of have them leaned against the dome. For the most part, I would say it wasn't a super difficult build. The instructions were pretty clear. My only one complaint is that, oh yes, and as they were joking before, I have a 2-star review in the background. So. It was truly epic, and staying home all the time in 2020 was a little tedious, to put it mildly. But this was what I put some of my energy into, and I pulled all of the white pieces that I had in my collection to get the foundation. Did some BrickLink orders, did a little parts trading here and there, did a few bricks and pieces orders from Shop Lego, but pretty quickly I was able to get all 13,000 pieces needed and just kept working on it. I've got this big table set up behind the couch, so I would watch a movie that I'd already seen or put on some YouTube history stuff and just listen while I was following the instructions. But the one impediment I ran into is when you go to put the dome on, it sits on a platform, and the platform, according to the instructions, is supposed to sit on the top of something like 12, 14 columns, and getting the columns to line up with the anti-studs was impossible. So my platform sits on 8 columns instead of 12 because I could simply never get all 12 of the column tops to match up. And out of sheer frustration, I cut it down to 8. It hasn't fallen over, so that's a good time. But that was the only thing in the build process that extremely frustrated me. For the most part, it was pretty awesome. I don't know how I'm going to store this thing for the next 10 years.
Did you just try to do what you could put the columns back and put tiles on top?
Yeah, well, that's basically what I did. Is I took one layer of plate out so that they weren't it wasn't resting on them any longer. They were just smooth on top. Yeah,
that's cool. Hey, can you pan over and give us another look just as we saw there? Can you do a flyover?
I can do that. Drop the laptop in the middle.
Wow, they're having a youth event out back. That's great.
As you can see, the graphics really backing up behind Vatican today, and we got some.
They're having bingo behind the church for the winter village bingo.
Yeah, and apparently it's an Empire sponsored event.
They're having a party for all the serfs who built the building. So.
Pew, 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 pew.
Coming out of the helicopter. Oh my gosh, it's turkeys.
I swear it's God's my witness. I thought turkeys could fly.
God is my witness. I thought turkeys could fly.
So my big question is, I actually came across another set of plans to build Notre Dame Cathedral out of tan bricks. And it's like 30,000 bricks. And I was sort of tempted to do it, but where would I put 2 huge cathedrals in my house in between shows? I don't know. So
perhaps
what
you got a vaulted ceiling there. Come on.
2018 and do it right after the fire. And then it's only about 2/3 of the bricks.
Yeah. But you got a vaulted ceiling, you just put a shelf up there.
I do have a lot of trans flame pieces, so I could finally have a use for those.
That's awesome. Oh, let's see. Steady Buron, I think that's how you say that. Welcome to the chat. David Cowdis is here, or Caldice, if say it the way I used to say it. Brett Hooper also in the chat. How you doing, Brett? Yes, we are sure his name is Martin, at least as far as I know. Minifig Collector also here. So welcome. Thank y'all for chatting with us. We got a good group here. Let's head to the sunny state of Florida and see what Bricksmith is up to. How you doing, man?
Hey, how's it going?
All right,
Good. Yeah, great.
You look a little cough syrupy.
Yeah, I've just been moving stuff.
Oh,
I built yeah, you can't see it. Yeah, I'm tired. Good to see you guys.
you look a little out of it.
There you go. And knowing that Gil is Canadian, he knows syrup. So cough syrup, he would know. So
that's right. It's like a fine wine here.
That's right. Oh, Seth Bland is here. How you doing?
Julian, I thought you were moving at some point, no?
I am. It's looking like it's going to be late June or early July.
Ah.
Things have where we're going hasn't there hasn't been any places at all to rent. And so, but
So you're coming to Pennsylvania, right?
I'm
the
a
village.
visit for sure. But I don't know if did I announce this yet, Chris, or no?
I don't know.
My last day of work is the 27th. I am retiring.
Woo!
Wow.
Yeah, you're gonna be
Wow.
full-time daddy-o, right?
Awesome.
Yep. Stay-at-home dad, going to do the hardest job ever, and that is domestic bliss.
Yeah,
You're going to be Mr. Mom. You're going to do the whole 220, 221 line, the whole thing.
whatever it takes.
Feed the kid chili beans and the little walker thing. Go wrong
That's
way.
not how you do it?
That's awesome.
I'm
All right,
ready.
good deal. All right.
Who said I was
let's
done,
see.
though?
Do what?
Who said I was done?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm done. I'm done. Okay.
We'll
Oh, that was
I
surreal.
was done. I was done before we got started.
All right, Mr. Sandlin, what is going on? Do you have a special guest with you today?
I do. I have Small Paul with me this evening. Hey, get over here. We got to do Small Paul Cam.
Hello, small Paul.
Small Paul.
He's having Lego Adventures over in the other area, but we can switch. If you'll bear with me. Small Paul Cam.
Small Paul. Very nice.
Awesome.
Small Paul's been eating beans apparently, but that's cool.
My castle.
Yeah. Or
Mario.
Mario. There we are. Lego Mario time. You forgot your. There's your Koopa.
There are many castles, but this one is mine.
Back it up a little. There you go.
Yeah. You said that Mario? I don't think I've ever heard of Mario.
He's working on this set.
Oh, cool.
So this was gift from Grandma and Grandpa, and he's working on it. And we are hanging out.
Nice.
Mario, some kind of pipe guy,
Some sort of plumber, I hear.
something like that.
It's a bicycle.
Is he cleaning the pipes?
Mario.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, it is weird when your kiddos are building castle and you're like, okay, that's fine.
So yeah, the only thing I got from Santa was this little space shuttle thing, which is really a great little set. This little small set. It's got the little you got the little satellite that comes out the back of,
Out the
Oops,
back.
a satellite.
Like it bursts it or something.
and then you got the pilot in there. With the oh, sorry, that's not the right pilot. Sorry about that.
Wait a minute, start the pilot again.
I didn't see it.
You didn't see it. What?
I was looking the other way.
Yeah, me
You
too.
didn't see this? This
Oh.
pilot?
Look at those pink hands.
Well, that's Benny being a little more sporty, so that's okay.
Yeah, it comes
the
with
jets.
the regular astronaut. I'm not a fan of using the Atlantis backpack on this because I don't think that looks very astronautic personally. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
And don't forget the play feature of the satellite suppository.
Yeah. Hey,
Perfect.
I actually like the way the little fins over the engine are in there.
Yeah.
That's kind of a neat little feature there. Yeah.
yep, these little things are neat because you can do you can like angle your engines for various
Gimbaled.
activities.
Gimbaled.
You angle your engines on your own time, buddy.
Got the little flappy wingy bits on the wingtips, which when I was a kid, I would have thought that was super awesome. Just being able to,
Do you know what I really wished about that set is that if there was some way that it sort of like naturally hooked up with the big station, it would have been really cool. Like a really kind of neat cross set feature.
It looks
Yeah.
like the Farscape pod from Farscape, and I like that.
It really looks like Farscape 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
But
It
it is,
came out, that's what I
Got
thought.
the really great fin on the back. That's this really lovely this wonderful piece. It's
what is
It
super
looks like it could
annoying
do
is-
a lot of work there. That thing.
What's kind of annoying about that is it would have not taken any more effort on their part to make that airtight. There is the gap right there.
Yeah.
it just drives me nuts. I don't know. That's just me being it.
No, you're right. You're correct.
But
Well, that's why they have spacesuits on.
that's true. Then why not just shoot him up in a spacesuit holding a satellite? I don't know what.
Exactly.
It doesn't work like that.
Did you not see the end of The Martian?
Oh, right.
No,
I guess
actually,
it
I
does look
have
like
not
that.
finished The Martian. Thank you very much. I like
The
it.
Martian.
I won't spoil it
Alabama?
for you, but you will
I'll
get a
spoil it for you.
non-airtight launch in The Martian. Yeah.
And
I don't
something
know,
about
but maybe
Iron
you should-
Man.
Maybe you should check out this great Instagram account, the Martian from Alabama. It's really cool.
Yes,
It's true.
Martin.
And it's she wears a little bee suit. Maggie just came in and made a little beekeeper. And I was like, as you're doing that, I'm like, that's a great little like hazmat space suit as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
He's
We
licking.
already covered that, sir.
You did. Oh, I'm so
No.
sorry.
No, we didn't.
Oh, it must have been another show.
Is that fogger on that fig just a cup? Like
It's
turned.
an upside down cup, and then
okay.
the posing spear in gray.
Oh, that's cool. That's
Yeah,
really,
really ingenious.
yeah.
Sorry, apparently you didn't cover it all in the last show.
What, you know,
No,
maybe it was
not.
a different show. Okay. Mm-hmm.
And is that the metallic silver
For
pearl?
the mug?
Looks like
Yeah.
it, yeah.
But the stand is just gray, I believe.
But the cup is the pearl
Yeah, the stand.
silver.
Yeah.
Nice.
The mug is pearl silver, and other piece is gray. So yeah.
Oh, nice. You can do a lot of pewter mugs that way in
Oh,
castle
yeah.
games.
Yeah, that's
It'll be a
cool.
nice change from the blue and the red and the white.
Hey, I wanted to point out that this is a 2021 set, and it's got at least I think it's a new part, 2 new parts. This bracket here that holds on to the axle, new axle.
Ah,
And
geez. I
you
can't.
put it in there, it snaps in place, and then it can turn.
Oh,
Like there's 2 of them. Oops, too far.
That does look new.
Can't.
Yeah, you can actually roll it around; it'll turn. So
Rack and pinion steering.
I
That
can't.
needs to go on a moon plate.
That's neat.
It kind of
it's
almost
a moon
feels like
buggy,
it should
definitely
be
for a
turned-
moon buggy.
That's
It kind of
cool.
almost should be turned like sideways so it has suspension up and down rather than left.
Reminds me of the shocks that came out on.
Yeah,
Yeah, those spring shocks.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's a lot like that. So this is, like I said, it's a new 2021 set. I picked it up at Target Saturday or Sunday, something like that. And
Yeah.
I thought it was a good score, along with the new camper, which some people saw on Monday.
There's I've got a lot of new sets here. Before we get to Dana, I want to just point out something. Mark, I made fun of you for your son building castle. Well, look what my son has built today. He has built town, and he has put the police station together,
Oh, nice.
which is very nice. Really cool. We'll review that this weekend a little bit, but yeah, it's a great set. Very cool. So
It's
my
very
son's building
tan.
town. Your son's building castle. Oh well. What are we gonna do?
Cats and dogs living together.
Hey, my boy,
2021, Darren. It's
my
already-
boy
Hey, your
figured out
child doesn't
people
build
are trained.
That's like donuts and bagels living together.
That's right.
Some
That's
kind
right.
of Dunkin' Donuts or something.
All right, Dana, how you doing today, man?
Good to see you guys. Sorry I missed out on Monday. It was a Monday, so I figured I would
Well,
leave
you were
guys.
here Monday? I thought you
No,
were-
no. Well, I might have been if I was a mouse in your pocket, but
Bless you.
Hey, I don't know what that means. I have no idea.
Yeah.
anyway, so I had a bunch of things I was going to talk about, and now they've completely lost my mind. So I'm just going to kind of roll with it. But so, like as Jeff was building, got the new little flyer. Although Joann's Fabrics, they had them like Wednesday last week. I don't know why or how, but I got it there. And yeah, that's the
where I got
little
mine.
flyer figure. Gonna have to order a bunch of those heads to go with some of the other the torsos I got from Bits and Pieces. So definitely cool little ship though. Gotta have it. Gotta have it. Also picked up, as you guys all know, the new Series 21 minifigures are out. I've seen them now at both. I know Chris and I have been snagging them at Kohl's prior to that, but then now Walmart and Target both have them on the shelves now.
Yep.
By the way, the classic space or the little classic space police little dude here, he's about the sixth bag back on the right hand side. Just FYI.
Thank you.
Which, by the way, because of that, I had to get like 6 more space tags.
Hey, do you know where the alien is in the bag?
Actually, I've run into several boxes, and while I think they're all pristine, they haven't been. They've been rifled through. I think the alien are either right in front of the Space Police guys, or they're right in front of the Space Police guys, but on the other side, on the left-hand side of the column. So,
yeah, they're on the left-hand side.
Yeah, I think they're on the left. So the Space Police are on the right, aliens on the left. But I think they're at about the same spot, about 6 or so bags back from the front of the box. So
there you go. I think
Wait.
Spoilers. We're not going there. The only thing I really got from Santa Claus that was Rego related was the boost set, which I have built the robot. That's about as far as I've gotten. I do want to take them apart and build the guitar and the cat and the dog and learn some cool things. But I will say that if you haven't got one of those things, it's pretty cool. I haven't played too much with the fact that when he turns his head and he launches a rocket from his shoulder. So that was worth the price of admission right there.
Natalie loved the cat. She made the cat.
The cat I want to do next too, because I showed the box to my wife and she's like, we can get a robot cat. I want a robot cat. So I got to build a robot cat. But I really want to play with that more and see some other things that I can do outside of just the normal boost functions that they teach you through the set. With you get to drag and drop stuff and make things move around. But I want to tend to do that stuff. Like I know that Tyler did the flapping of wings and some of the other stuff that they did on Lego Masters, and that really what got me motivated to get this set was I want to try doing that kind of stuff because
I think somebody should build a GBC.
a boost GBC. I'll see if I can fix that in. Because from doing like Moonbase and town displays and stuff like that, everybody loves if something moves or has lights. Mm-hmm. So like the kids are always oohing and ahhing because of the monorail going around or the trains going around. And then when I added the revolving restaurant and people noticed that, and it's like, I got to start to build in some more stuff.
You put a light on your cat and you're there.
And Jack has decided to make a slight appearance. And yes, I know you want to sit on my lap. So, okay. So, yes, this is a tail in my face. This is where it all comes up. One other cool thing that happened this week, the Lego Dots, and I know there's a lot of Dots fans out there. We were teased early last year about a cool little dot with a rocket ship on it, and it was supposed to come in the band set or whatever it was. So you get 5 arm or wristbands and a bag of special dots. So I went out last year when that set came out, and I'm like, I got to get that dot. And I bought the set and I opened it up and I found out, no, that bag of dots that comes inside is just as random as anything you can think of. So there's no guarantee that dot is in that set. And so I was greatly disappointed and disheartened. But while I was out doing some Christmas shopping, I was in Kohl's and they have some of the dot sets still. And I just was like looking at them, like looking through the window. And I was like, is that a rocket ship on a little dot? I think I see one. Score. So $25 later, for a single dot. I brought it home, opened it up, and boom! You can see it. I don't know if you can see it. It's a classic spaceship on a dot.
That cost you $25.
It cost me $25. Oh wait! But wait,
Dana, my child and I would take your dots.
Pleasantly surprised because when I did open the bag and look further, boom!
Uh-oh!
I got 2.
Look out now.
$12.50 each.
Wow, $12.50 each.
Called within the next hour
one
to get
to
2 for the price of 1.
$30.
So while not the most expensive piece I have ever bought, it definitely cut itself in half by making it 2 pieces instead of 1.
Thank goodness.
Now
I have all these other wristbands that I can do, and maybe I'll give them away at shows when we ever can actually do shows again. And that parents will allow their children to touch
Make them
things
into
that come
space
from
tank
someone else.
trips.
What's that?
Wait, what? That didn't
I said
sound
make
good.
them into space tank trips.
Either that or I'm going to turn him into a tornado. I don't know how that's going to work, but it might be kind of fun to do. I think that's it. So that might take us. There's we could talk about the crazy things that happened on, the out crazy lines on January 1st. You would have thought that, they were giving away Super Bowl tickets at the Lego store for the lines that were there. I don't know if you guys talked about it on Monday.
No, we'll talk about that when we talk about the 2021 sets. But yeah, that'd be.
We'll save the fun of that till the 2021. So then let's just go ahead and skip to the Old Gray Brick set of the week. So go ahead and switch screens with me there, Chris. All righty, gang. Jack, do you want to push the mouse? No, he's not going to help me. I guess I got to do myself. So, Old Gray Brick set of the week. Month. Wow, you guys are not doing well for 2021. But anyway,
we're tired.
Old Gray Brick set of the week is 1789. Starhawk 2.
I actually managed to get one of those real late in the game, like after it had been, decommissioned for like 2 years.
You were
I found
lucky.
one.
You were lucky that first off you lived here in the United States because that's where they came out because they didn't come out anywhere else.
Nice. Starhawk 2, Electric Boogaloo.
So Starhawk. The theme is Unitron from 1995. 292 pieces. You got 2 minifigures, which was awesome. And the retail price back in 1995 was a whopping $27. So still kind of makes it a mid-range set, I would say. And used price today is going to run you about $95. And if you can find one mint in box, it'll run you about $325, give or take. So not a lot of used ones actually available on Bricklink today. I listed it as $95 because that's what the sales were for, like their average sale was for over the last 6 months. But there's only like 2 available right now on Bricklink that are used, and they're going for like $135. So optimal set, but I like it. So what makes it cool? A lot of people will disagree with this, but I think it's got a really cool color scheme. That even though it's just the blue and black and gray, it all works well together, and adding in the neon blue and the regular dark blue and the neon green just kind of gives it a cool little feel to it. Reminds me of a ski jacket I had back in the 80s. The minifigure printing and the helmet on this, I think we got some cool minifigure printing helmet and Spyrius as well, because this that same time frame. Both Unitron and Spyrius were out at the exact same time. And so we got really cool printing on both the minifigures for those series and the helmets. Gotta love them. Modular compatibility, I've said this before, I know ad nauseum, is that you can take this thing apart, the front section, and you can add it to the other 3 sets, and everything is compatible back and forth. I just love that feature. Please, Lego, if you're listening, do that more, not just the 3-in-1s. And last but not least, great playability, which I'll show you here in a second. So, Starhawk 2 is this week's Old Gray Brick set of the week. And then Chris, put me back to regular cam because I'm not doing a separate cam today. So I've got this over here. Now, one of the cool things is that you got this extra dude, and they did a really cool job of using the hose, even though he's just holding it. I'm not really sure what he's doing with it, but I just love this little feature with this extra figure. I dig him. It works. As I mentioned earlier, you got the front section that can detach. I almost felt like this was kind of like the booster ring to go to hyperspace, and then this is like your surface to go around and fight and do your atmospheric exploration or whatever. Nice cool thing on this one is that these side canopies open up, and they've got little robot arms.
Little hidden weapon.
To shoot, you got a little, whether it's a radar or a laser or a communication device. The other side opens up, and it's got some sort of like, I would say it's more like a camera than anything. So maybe this was to spy on the Spyrius guys. I don't know.
Could be.
The one downside of this set, though, I got to say for sure, though, is that it's got a tail.
Well,
Yeah.
you shake your tail feather.
That's how it gimbals.
I don't understand this particular piece.
It's about deflection. That's what that is.
But that thing actually in a catalog that I saw, it's meant to go all the way up.
Yeah.
And to act like a landing pad of some
Yeah,
sort.
it lands on it. You can set it in launch position.
Yeah, and then the cockpit launches from like the quote unquote gate.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it. Well, Gil, your inner 10-year-old is much more advanced than my inner 10-year-old. So
Can do better.
That was
You must
available
unlearn
in
what you have
Canada.
learned.
Maybe not Europe, but in
But
Canada.
now that I've seen that, it doesn't really. Its weight isn't quite right to do that, but I still like it. I still like it. We'll let it flop over there. No references to anything else floppy, Chris.
I didn't say anything. You said it.
And then here comes the graphic. Here comes the graphic. Don't disappoint me.
What?
All right, you're gonna
Oh, the floppy rover. Oh, yeah.
no floppy rover. There we go. Oh,
It's not funny because you wanted it.
So that's how I have to do this. I have to preempt you, and then it doesn't happen.
No, we just have to do it when I'm paying attention. Anyway.
Okay.
No, sorry, I had just rushed back from the restroom. Anyway, so actually, do you remember? I think it was at Brick Fair. Like, I remember there's a few Brick Fairs back. We had one of those. Did you have the one, or I had one? And we got Jake to build it.
Yes. This was one of the first time that Wes and I did the Lego Classic Legoland timeline.
Mm-hmm.
So I had lined up all my space sets from Classic Space, and we went all the way to Unitron because he had some Unitron stuff there. And one set that I didn't have built when I brought with me was the Starhawk 2. And so I brought it over to Jake with my laptop because I didn't have instructions with me. And I said, hey, Jake, can you go ahead and put this set together for me? Here's my laptop with the instructions. And you would have thought, like, after 5 to 10 minutes, he would have been done. An hour later, I come back, and he's like, I'm having trouble with this.
Yeah, because that was the days when the instruction was a pamphlet, right? It was like 2 sides of a sheet, and it's a bad scan, but there's like 57 pieces per step that you're putting on, and it doesn't give you the parts list. It doesn't highlight. And those were the days when it struggled, and that actually is pretty complicated with the slopes and stuff, too.
Oh, yeah, no, this was actually
Push your glasses up. Push your glasses up.
Yeah. But it was a highlight of my Brick Fair to watch Jake have troubles putting that set together by following the instructions that were reminiscent of our instructions as kids. So
yeah,
old school.
But getting mad at those instructions and going, oh dang, I didn't put this back on. That's how I grew up, man. That was part of the magic.
So you took it out and
going back and rebuilding the whole thing because you missed one part.
That's right.
Okay, wait, so if we were just to recap this last segment, the two things we take away from is that Dana enjoys the frustration of children, and he's looking forward to getting back to shows where strange children can come and touch his stuff. Is that what we're sort of cold nosing the whole thing here? Yeah.
Maybe that's how you play it in Canada, but in the States we don't.
Hey, I'm just repeating. I'm reading from the transcript. I am reading.
You're trying to make sense of all the things you're saying.
I'm just trying to be a conscientious adult to encourage children to enjoy Lego, and you want to make something wrong with that.
I'm amazed you got that sentence out and it didn't go sideways. I'm amazed.
That was pretty impressive.
All right. Dana's enjoying the frustration of children. He would have made a great parent.
This is true. It's true.
True. Meredith, what you got?
You missed me.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't remember because Meredith is probably like the coup de grace for this week's recap. Because
true, and you're in isolation. We just forgot you were down there. So
I am waiting. I am waiting anxiously for LabCorp to email me. So I'm at their beck and call. I got an email. I got some spam mail, and I got all excited. I'm like, "Is that LabCorp?" No, not LabCorp. So, waiting on my negative, but didn't get a ton done because I actually had to work in isolation. But we got some necromancy going on Nocturne Alley here. I made a bookshelf out of a coffin.
You did?
Oh,
nice.
Excellent.
So,
That's good
and then I've been waiting. This got shipped out from the Netherlands on December 8th, and it came 2 days ago. So I'm going to put this on the wall. It is a Belleville fabric piece.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that's the bomb.
I like-
that. Is nice.
I could not believe they made this cool. I mean, it's a cool, like, you know, like Persian style carpet.
The whole new world.
I know.
It's
Jasmine Aladdin should be on it.
It's like some kind of like mask that Willie Nelson would wear to match his kerchief.
I think I paid more for the shipping than I did for the part.
That's
It was not in the US.
That's often what happens.
If you're getting it from the Netherlands, yes.
Well, wait. Did you pay more than somebody paid for dots?
No, I think the part. I think the part was like $2 or €2, and the shipping was like €4.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Oh, that's a,
You didn't.
I'll buy these extra dots.
oh, I know. I have no fear that these extra dots will go to a good home.
In fact, I
You
put the dots. I'm using dots on the floor of this necromancy shop.
Hey, Joseph Sawada's here. Hey, Joseph.
Hey,
Yeah, I have technically today is day 7 of isolation, but they say 7 to 10 days, and the engineer in me doesn't like a 3-day tolerance, so we'll wait for the negative draft.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we hope so. Jesse's Brick Galaxy, good to have you here. We are sorry that you are isolated, but we're glad that you.
I don't think I'm sick, so, but you know, them's the breaks.
And glad
You're saying engineers are intolerant?
No, I don't like a 3-day tolerance. That's huge. I mean, if you want to do the tolerance as a percentage of actual value, I mean it's like almost.
It was a
40%.
it was a joke.
So I'm anxiously awaiting that spam email from LabCorp telling me I have results available. Otherwise, I'm on vacation, but Brian keeps yelling at me because he's working from home, and he yells down the hall and he's like, "Do you want anything?" And I'm like on a phone call with 4 people.
So let me just say, if all of a sudden we see you dart out of the screen and your chair continues to spin, that means you got the email and you're clear. Is that what's going to happen?
I
No,
want my freedom. That's what I want.
no.
All right, so
Wait, not be tonight.
well, maybe you will, but anyway. So tonight we're going to talk a little bit about our 2021 set wishes, the wish list, and everything. I don't know if you're like me, but I got the 2021 Lego catalog in the mail, which basically told me all the things that Lego itself doesn't have in stock anymore right now. But it was a great catalog to flip through to know what I can't buy. But I actually have been able to get my hands on some 2021 sets. So let's just go around talking about the sets that you've seen that are coming out that you're excited about. There's a rumored set that we may talk about before we go today. And Dana, let's just start with that. Let's talk about the first day of January at the Lego store. How many of you were in line the first day January? Come on. I know. There you go. I see some. All right, let's talk about that day. What was going on?
So interestingly enough, I have a side conversation going on with Matthew and 2 other AFOLs in our lug, and they were talking about this like days beforehand, trying to plan and schedule because we had things that swap back and forth between each other and stuff like that. And they're like, "Are we going to show up at Sugarloaf or are we going to show up at the North Point store?" And I'm like, I'm sitting there going, "No, I'm not doing this. That's a January 1st. I don't want to get up and go to the Lego store. I'm not doing that. I don't have any plans. I don't have any money saved to spend on this. No. So I got to sleep about 3 a.m. on New Year's Eve and woke up at 7 and could not fall back asleep, surfing on my phone. And I'm like, oh, wait, the new Beskar Mandalorian set comes out today. Dagnabbit, I got up and went to the Lego store to stood in line. But
Did you get one?
No. So all right. So here was the disclaimer. So I sat there in bed, looking and seeing. Well, you know what? Why bother going to the store? I'm just going to go ahead and order because I wanted the Beskar set, and like Martin, I wanted the bonsai tree. So Beskar set, bonsai tree, $84, and I need $85 to get GWP, and I'm like, screw it. I'll just get up and I'll go to the store. What are the odds that I can't get these 2 sets? Shouldn't be a big deal, right? So I get there at about 9:50 for the store to open up at 10 o'clock. There's about 75 people in line. And I get in line, and the sad part is there was another family of lug members there, Jason and Yaz, and they were about halfway through the line, and I stopped and talked and chit-chatted a little bit, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to be that guy and cut in front of all the people, so I'm going to go ahead and get in line behind you guys, and I'll talk to you later. I see the Wickhams as they're leaving right before I'm getting into the store. And so I'm like, hey, what'd you get? And of course they got the police station. And I said, did you get and they got the bonsai tree. I'm like, did you get the Beskar Mandalorian? Like they got that too. I'm like, oh, cool. I'm like, they still got plenty left? I'm like, oh, they have plenty of the Mandalorians left. And I'm like, what about the bonsai tree? He's like, yeah, I think I took the last one off the shelf. I was like, oh, you're killing me. You're killing me. So I get in the store and I'm like, all right, so my plan, I was going to wait for the police station for like double points or something like that. So I really only wanted to get the Mandalorian and the bonsai tree. And I'm sitting there thinking through all their stuff. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm standing in line. There's like 3 police stations left. And I'm like, my wife's going to tell me, why didn't you get the police station? So I put the Mandalorian back, which was the last one that went back on the shelf. So made somebody's
wait. She's supposed to ask you, why didn't you? Because my wife would go, why did you get that police station? Anyway,
no. Completely.
Dana, I'm with you on this.
She is totally an enabler when it comes to Lego. Total enabler. So I put back the Beskar Mandalorian, grab the police station. While I'm in line, I go ahead and I order the bonsai tree and the Mandalorian set from Shop at Home because I figure, hey, they're in stock there. They're saying it. I'll get a second GWP. I spent twice as much money than I planned on spending today at all, and I'll be fine. And of course, I was talking to the guys the other day, and somebody was saying that something shipped, and I looked at my order for the bonsai tree and the Mandalorian set. They're back ordered. But I do have the police station, which I have yet to open up because I need to make some arrangements of where I'm going to start putting the town stuff and the modulars because the coffee table or the dining room table, my wife keeps asking me, I love the Lego, but can we find another place other than the dining room table? I'm like, sure, maybe.
Well, as
my wife's baby
the dining room table was the cantina. So
yeah, you saw the cantina. She also asked about when are we going to be able to eat on this side of the table because of the cantina. I'm like,
my wife told me I had to buy a whole new house so that I could have Lego in that.
We have a firm no Lego on the dining room table rule, which is being probably broken because Natalie can't come down here.
We don't have a dining room table.
We have a table.
We're in the dining room
that's full of Lego.
We have a really nice big dining room table, and Matthew has actually built Lego with me at my dining room table because it's a great little place for company to build and stuff like that. But with COVID, we can't have any company. So I commandeered the place.
Always the table.
My dining room table was completely covered with Lego until Christmas when we had one other person over on Christmas Day. And I was like, I guess I'm going to have to clear that off, aren't I?
You got to move that cathedral.
Said, you think?
But to finish the other side, are you finished?
Well, I have a follow-up story, but I can save it for later.
Yeah, I since I'm sleeping in the guest bedroom in the basement, I'm looking around and it's full of bins of bulk and mocks, and I'm just like, man, when COVID is over, we're gonna have to clean up the guest bedroom. I don't know where it's gonna go.
All right, Matt, go ahead. You were in line, yes.
I had big plans to go to the store. I was going to meet with Shannon and Will, 2 of our local AFLs. But I tried ordering it at midnight 4 times, and the website was crashed. So I got up, and I was like, well, I'll go to the store and get in line. But at 7:30, it worked. So I ordered the police station and the flowers and the bonsai. I got everything I wanted, and I just got notice that the police station shipped out today. So I went over and stood in line in the slight drizzle just to talk to Lego friends because, it's COVID and I'm tired of staying in. That was my story. But there were 50 people.
Wait. You talked to Lego friends, the sets and the mini dolls, or Lego friends, the people?
I talked to humans, yes.
Humans.
Can I? Do you guys think that this year, like stuff, like these new sets that dropped on January 1st, I don't ever remember them things selling out this rapidly, this fast. I know here because we couldn't go to the stores for Toys R Us. Like the minute they dropped, they're gone. Like they were online, they were totally gone. And with Walmart, it was kind of more or less the same. I just didn't know if it's is it COVID, build up? Is it just because they're super
I have a
popular?
conspiracy theory about that. I feel like it's equal parts COVID causing them not to make as much, but at the same time, it's the Lego group deciding to capitalize on the less amount of goodies for everybody and just supply and demand.
This sounds like the Kevin episode where they had, what was it? Managed demand?
Hey, there you go. See, you guys were listening better than me. I was like,
But if Lego was capitalized on scarcity, they would charge extra as they had fewer sets. But they're not auctioning them off; they're selling them for a flat price.
Right?
Really? But how much was the police station?
$200.
That's about what modulars run.
Yeah, it's
nowadays.
That's about normal.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
Now
I
it
wanted
is.
to say that
Used to
it's
be
great to
150.
see you all. Those I hadn't seen yet this year. Good to see you. Happy New Year. I'm going to get off so that somebody else who's pounding on the door can get in.
Will it be Ryan? Will it be Magnus?
Who's it gonna be?
Who's it going to be?
Who's it gonna
And I want everything. So
You already started.
we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right.
We'll
Y'all
see,
have a
Rick.
good evening. Meredith,
See you,
take
Rick.
care.
See you, Rick.
Let's get a good result soon. Talk to you later.
All right, we're gonna make it. They're trying.
3, 2, 1.
Come on, death match.
Knife fight.
Dun, 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 dun,
Who's gonna be the
dun,
Gord?
dun,
Who's
dun,
gonna be
dun,
the
dun,
Gord?
dun.
You got
did
the
it.
ticket.
Welcome to Valhalla.
I'm so excited.
That's
Oh.
by the way.
I haven't been on in weeks, and I texted Mark, man, I'm so upset I haven't been on, and now I'm on.
Come on down to the Price is
Mr.
Lego.
Bubble on your shirt.
Oh, that's like the happiest I felt. Oh, sorry, honey.
I wasn't going to say anything, but you brought it up.
Are you a little verklempt?
I don't remember what that word means, so I'll say I'm super verklempt.
He's new to New York. You got to give him time.
Sorry, Magnus.
You beat Magnus out.
I was literally doing the Jeopardy thing, the person with the fastest clicker wins.
Oh, it's like track and field from the arcade where you got the credit card going over the button.
Pencil.
That's right. You had the pencil tapping the thing. That's right. That's right. That's right. All right. Hey, Ryan. So why don't you give us an update? What's up in your world, man?
I haven't been here in what feels like forever. I missed you guys. It's been busy. Work's been busy. Family's been busy.
It's almost like it was last year.
It's a lifetime ago in COVID time. No, but yeah, it's been a while. I've actually built since the last time I was on, which is shocking for me because usually I'm just building table scraps and bits and bobs while I'm on these videos with you guys, and I actually got something done a couple of weeks ago because I was trying to get something finished because we had snow, and it was my first New York snowstorm, so I really wanted to do something with the snow. So I actually did something Ice Planet themed, and I've literally never built an Ice Planet before. But it started as a bricks and beer build challenge on one of Andrew Lee's evening festivities. I don't know what to call it, but Ice Planet was the theme, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna figure this thing out. I'm gonna crack this nut, and I ended up building something that was. It started off inspired by my old Evil Ski, which is quite old at this point, and then it evolved more and more and more, and ended up kind of as its own thing.
That's cool.
And I finished it in time for the storm and got some good snow pictures that I haven't published yet because I'm I'm actually working on debuting it somewhere else first, but yeah, pictures will be up online in a little bit. But
those side-mounted canopies are awesome. That's really cool.
Thanks. Those things. I mean, I was posting in our chat and trying to figure out like color balance and amount of greebles and how much I like the sort of arrow look thing going on. And at some point after like what feels like 1,000 revisions, I finally cracked this stupid thing, and I'm really, really happy with it.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Angles on the wings, those are great. Where you got that separation there.
Oh yeah,
yeah, really good.
There's a lot of things that I was consciously trying to do that I wouldn't normally do. At one point, I decided I wanted more empty space, and I don't typically do that. So there's empty space in the body. There's empty space. I'm sorry, negative space in the wings, and
I like the double jointed wings better.
I know you and Brom like the double jointed wings better, but it just got so much heavier than the Evil Ski that it couldn't hold itself up anymore. This sits and it doesn't go anywhere. My computer does, but the Evil Ski doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I love how it's asymmetrical too, with that doodad on the side.
The dish on the front.
Yeah,
awesome.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate that.
Now I have to ask the question, and this is not a criticism; it's just a question. Does the front section disengage from the back
on purpose?
On purpose?
On purpose? Kind of. It's held on by about 8 studs of.
You know what? You could swap those out and make it so it's supposed to.
I mean, I could detach it a little bit. It came off without too much effort. I don't know if I could put some little thrusters or something on the back and have a little escape pod if the rest of it's having problems. But yeah, there's some detail that's even hiding back there that you wouldn't see because it's covering it up most of the time.
That's awesome.
The wings, cool. The wings give me a feeling of Klingon Raider meets Ice Planet.
Oh yeah, totally.
And actually you're exactly right, and that was definitely in my subconscious because it was bothering me. And I think at one point John Palmer was like, "There's something about this that looks familiar, and I can't put my finger on it." And eventually I saw like a random Klingon ship picture, and I was like, that's definitely rolling around in my brain somewhere. Like when you sort of see the profile of this and just the angles of things, it's definitely like rolling around in there.
Awesome.
Very cool.
Fantastic job.
Yeah, I love the lines on it.
Thanks.
It's just
Yeah, the lines are killer.
Thanks, guys.
I think that's actually one of the issues for me personally about building in space is that it's hard to come up with a profile that no one's ever done in a spaceship. Because you think of something, you're like, oh no, that was on this show. Oh no, this was in this movie. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
But do you know what I find used to happen back when I was young and my brain wasn't full of mortgages and other garbage? Is that when I'd be like, especially when I was commuting, like you would see things out there, right? You'd see like, some guy on like a job site would have some like weird looking tool or something, right? And then it'd be like, hey, that's kind of a neat shape, or like there's that one guy who, what does he do? He makes ships out of like everyday things, like irons and
there's
can openers,
like that kind of stuff, right? Like I find like that's when you get the really unique shape, like where it's like nothing, nothing connected to it.
Yeah, that's awesome. And also, thank you, Ryan, for bringing some awesome mocks and derailing our conversation. Absolutely. But it was worth it. Totally worth it.
Yep.
Hey, Ryan, is there any public date for the park opening yet, or is that not yet?
Oh, yeah.
I want to know as badly as you do. And unfortunately, I don't know any, and they're not ready to announce anything. I think the last thing that had been announced is that they were hoping for spring, but so far 2021 feels like 2020 part 2. So I'm not sure yet, to be honest. And I don't say that as any kind of announcement as sure it's going to get delayed again, but they haven't announced anything, and it just feels like things keep getting worse. So we'll see. We're still building it as if we are opening soon. There's a reason I haven't been here. So we'll see. I mean, we almost, this is public at this point, we almost had a December event where part of the park was going to get to be open. The city signed off on it. We had all the permissions we needed. The top half of the park was basically ready to go, and the state said no. And so we were not able to have that December event. There was going to be basically a teaser of sort of timed entries, reserved entries for food and beverage events and retail events, and a couple rides were going to be open, but unfortunately that didn't get to happen.
Thanks.
Rides? But how can you do a ride in the winter time?
At the time that event was supposed to happen, we hadn't had snow yet. So,
okay.
Hey, gang, I'm gonna head out. Thanks for having
Magnus,
me.
now's your chance.
Run for it.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Thanks. Good night, man.
Woo!
Woo! All right, who's going to do it? Is there going to be somebody coming in? Who's going to be? Will they? Magnus is like, screw y'all. He's already gone to bed.
Right. I'm going back to Denmark.
All right. Anyway,
with his away icon.
Yeah, I see that. Hey,
I see Richard.
Yeah, that's right. Ryan, I know that actually brings. Will the park open when there is snow on the ground? Is that going to be something that's going to happen or not?
That's a fair question, and one I've actually talked about with a few people recently. It just depends sort of on how much it does to the grounds and the rides. I know Legoland Windsor in sometime in the last couple of years opened, and then it snowed, and then they had to close to address some snow issues before they could reopen to Magnus.
Magnus!
Coming to America.
Denmark? Oh, are you there? Can you hear us?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. Are you headed back to? Are you still in Norway, or are you back?
I'm back. I came back yesterday.
Okay, cool deal. Do you regret your decision?
Not yet. It was strange being at the Detroit airport at about 2:30 p.m. and watching live coverage and waiting to get on my plane back to DC. But everything worked out fine, and I'm back home.
And there was no smoldering crater that was DC when you got there. That's great. I'm glad you're home. Good to have you back. Have you built anything? Did you see any Lego things in Norway while you were there? Any Lego news whatsoever from your travels?
No, I can't think that I have any Lego news. When I go on vacation, it's one of the few times I wish I sort of had maybe the bit that I was into like the sort of digital designing things, because then I could sit and like design Lego on the plane. But it's nice to get away from the Lego. I have other important things to focus on there, and then coming back, I get to kind of look forward to being back with my Lego again.
Good.
Yeah.
Good deal. Well, we look forward to seeing what you're up to and everything. All right, so let's circle back to January 1. We were talking about being in line and everything. Was anybody else in line and deep in the line on New Year's Day? Or were you like me right after midnight trying to log into Lego.com and experiencing the mess that was? I see Ryan nodding his head. What?
I didn't know you guys could queue up properly, though. You'll never, you can't form queue. You're talking about queues, correct? So no one stands in them over here. They're indisciplined.
I think we have lines over here, but anyway. Ryan, were you trying to get in on the computer to buy stuff and everything?
Yep, and I've literally never done that before on New Year's. I've never really had the money or the need to be online at midnight to buy new Lego sets. But I went on specifically to support my buddy who designed the flower bouquet set. So I went on to specifically buy that one. And because I was on there waiting for the stroke of midnight, I told my boys, hey, if you've got Christmas money you want to spend, let me know. And they wanted the Mandalorian set also, and a couple of the Mario ones. And it was instantly from like 11:55 onwards, it was a catastrophe. And I immediately regretted my decision of having stayed up to do that. If it hadn't been for that, I probably wouldn't have stayed up till midnight and just gone to bed at a normal hour. But I stayed up and I kept fussing with it and fighting with it. And at one point it went out and I was like, well, I guess that's a sign I should just quit. And then someone in my local lug was like, just let's all see what happens, because they were like, everyone was doing the same thing. And at like 2:30 in the morning, someone texted, "It's up." And so we all got on, hammered the site again, and my order went through instantly. So I was pretty excited about that until I got an email 2 days later saying my entire order is on back order. So it didn't say out of stock, it didn't say cancel, but everything's back ordered till almost the end of January. And I was literally on at midnight. So I don't know who got all those sets, because I was on when I thought I was supposed to be.
So that's what I don't get. Like, are they being scooped by bots? Are they like why? Like, I don't understand.
I don't know. We've got Lego stores that are open not far, so like I could have gone in person, but my employee discount only works online, so I kind of had to do it this way. But I don't know. I don't know if bots is the right answer, because anecdotally I know lots of people who were doing it. But again, I'm on the East Coast. It was midnight for me, so midnight on the East Coast is 9 o'clock for my buddies in California. If they're all doing it too, even more of them would technically be awake than East Coasters. And that's not even factoring in anybody in Europe who had already been shopping. So I don't know. There may not have been bots. It may just been all us Lego nerds shopping on New Year's.
So the issue that most people when they say 12 o'clock, it's not 12 o'clock EST or something. It's 12 o'clock wherever you are that goes live
in the country.
Yeah.
Yeah, once it becomes midnight in the U.S., it was open for people in the Pacific Coast, like everywhere, as far as I was told, because everybody was hammering it.
But then then you could have technically logged on at 9?
No.
You're on the East Coast or the West Coast.
Yeah, I'm in New York, so I'm on the first U.S. time zone now.
Yeah.
It's fair. I've moved around so much, I don't know where I am either.
No, I got my thing back. So, but that means that the people on say in California, they could have logged on at 9 and gotcha.
Yes.
Well, my question is there people scalping? Because I'm seeing in Facebook Marketplace, sets coming out, the new 2021 sets, like the Harry Potter books and a few others. And heck, even the Mandalorian set, someone was selling on Facebook Marketplace for $45.
Yeah, I've seen all the sets already on Facebook Marketplace. I've seen the gift with purchase. It's all up already.
But those things on Marketplace are probably people who walked to the store and bought it, not people who ordered on Lego. Because
that's definitely true.
Well, it was stuff today I was looking at, so it might have been it was posted today. They probably could have gotten it either way.
Well, my order went through at 7 a.m. and it just shipped today, and I'm supposed to get it in 2 days. So if they're scalping, if they're quick flips, I'm almost sure that they walked up. I mean, at this one I was at, I didn't buy anything. I was just hanging out, chatting with local lug people, but I saw people walking out with 2 copies of sets. And I'm assuming that was at least one for them and one to flip. I don't know.
So we don't have a Lego store shut down here in Alabama this time last year, but I got my stuff from Target, and it was showing out of stock, and then I'll just keep on clicking and looking, and all of a sudden I find a couple of bouquets. So I went and got those, and then I got the bonsai tree. So I was getting stuff from Target on January the 1st.
So my Target didn't have stuff till yesterday, and I walked in and they had which was really surprising, bonsai tree, flower bouquet, the British bus.
Yeah.
They also had the Mustang, the Mickey Mouse mosaic.
So the Apollo space landing thing, moon landing thing.
So a lot of direct to consumer products that normally only come out at the Lego stores or shop at home were in Target. They also had 6 boxes of the Lego minifigures, which was cool. So this was really surprising. So here I was in my head, I'm like, I went ahead and chose to order from Shop at Home, and they're on back order, but then they show up in my Target, and I'm like, I guess I'll just wait.
And part of it is because of this thing.
Well, yeah, the GWP is definitely
gift with purchase people wanted really bad, I think.
Yeah.
My Target
hands down one of the best free gifts they've ever offered.
Yeah.
It is true. My Target when I walked in is like yours, had a bunch of the stuff out, and there was an odd array of expert creator and stuff. There were the Elf Shop, the Christmas set that hadn't been in my Target the entire season, there were 3 of them sitting there, 2 or 3 of them sitting there right on the shelf. I'm like, huh. So I don't know where those sets came from. That's really very, very strange.
Yeah, mine even had the elf set as well.
It was Santa.
So now here's a funny thing, and this was kind of a follow-up story from earlier, is that so I had to go into Target for something else today. And out of habit, you can't not walk down the Lego aisle. So I had to go traipsing down the Lego aisle, and I saw this mother and her son talking to a Target employee, and he's got his little hand device, and he's looking for something. And then so I just casually said, well, what set are you looking for? And the mother says, well, he's looking for the new Mandalorian Tatooine set. And I'm like, that's a little hard to find. And the guy's like, well, we say we have 4 in stock. I'm like, yeah, I've seen that happen before and not having it. And I said, well, I'm like, you can try, Kohl's around the corner. They sometimes have sets early ahead of time, if they don't have it here. And so the guy was going to go look in the back. And so the mother was kind of like walking by. She turns to me. She goes, are you one of those I quietly whispered, yes. And she's like, she was all excited. She's like, I had never heard what an AFOL was until recently. She's like, our pediatrician, he's an AFOL. Do you know him? And I'm like, what's his name? And like, it didn't ring a bell as somebody I knew. But so she got in this conversation, and I'm like, well, here, we're Peach Slug, and and you guys can look us up and tell your pediatrician to look us up. And she's like, well, what's a lug? And so I went into, because I mentioned I said not only was an AFOL that I was a Lego ambassador, and she's like, what? And so it started this little conversation, and so it was fun. It was entertaining and fun, and it takes me back to another thought, is that on January 1st, when I was in the Lego store and I was humming and hawing on what I wanted to do, and they had blind bag minifigures there for the CMF, and I'm sitting there and I see this mother and her son. They're looking for something specific. I'm like, well, what are you looking for? And she says, we're looking. I think it was one of them was the Space Police, and the other one was the violinist. And I'm sitting there with another box, and I'm feeling for. I'm like, here you go. And she's like, well, aren't you looking? I'm like, I'll find it. Don't worry. And that's just something I do, and I don't see how any other AFOL wouldn't do the exact same thing.
Oh, so, I do. I've done it.
I do that.
Yeah.
You're a wizard.
Mr. Ambassador?
Yes. You're going to ask me a question when something's released, and no, I don't know.
But that's what I want to buy.
Dana, what's the Lego embassy like?
Oh, it's very hot.
Do you have diplomatic immunity and stuff?
Brick built? Is it brick built?
Are you like the bad guy from Lethal Weapon 2?
Is it
diplomatic immunity?
Is the embassy technically Danish soil?
It is. And actually, by having the last name of Knudsen, has actually got me very far. Because if you think about it, the godfather of the Lego minifigure, he was a Knudsen. So yeah. I'm gold.
Actually, that embassy, I have this vision of when the Legion of Doom's skull would come out of the swamp.
It's a giant minifigure head.
That needs to be a mock now.
And with maybe an eye patch and the giant minifigure head.
That the Lego embassy needs to be added to our layout for sure.
It does now.
A mock. It has to be.
You're welcome.
And it's got to be a white gilded building.
No, it has to be white gilded, but on top of it, it's a big Lego minifig head, and then the eyes that's where the evil Legion of Doom meet in the head.
With a curly Q mustache.
Can you take one of those? Can we get one of the Lego bucket heads and make that as the head and on the building? I think it has to happen.
That's doable.
Totally. What I want to envision is this whole story in your head is like this, but she actually asked you something. You thought she said, "Are you an AFOL?" But she said the bad word that sounds a lot like that, and then had to sit there for 30 minutes while you prattled on.
And actually, that has happened, but no.
Some kind of
actually, what's funny is that the Lego the Target employee who is there trying to find these sets on the system and on his tablet, and she and I are having this conversation, and he turns to me and says, "What is it you guys are saying? What is she calling you?" And I'm like, adult fan of Lego AFOL, and I'm like, yeah, I know it sounds like she's calling me an a-hole, but
mind your business. Go back to your work, stock boy, of not being able to find anything.
Exactly.
And that also points at a point: never trust Target's online their stores. It is terrible.
I've had problems ordering stuff where you order it and they'll sort of it's there to pick up at the store, and even they've deducted money from my bank account, and I've shown up at the store and they just didn't have it. So I'm supposed to be doing that with a hard to find transformer right now, and I'm hoping that they have it. I called them and I spoke to someone who said they had it, and they're taking my money. I'm not going to believe it until I show up. We'll have to find out.
For one of those big, the 6-inch GI Joe things, that happened to one guy who was crazy, right? And he should, because Target does a terrible job with them, like all their exclusive stuff.
Sure. Wait, real quick. Have you found your Viper yet?
Well, no, I don't even. I'm out. I don't even bother with that. But he showed up. They said, no, I'm sorry, you don't have it. The guy pulls out like a Mac 10 and basically says, find it. So he's got them at gunpoint at the service desk.
That's a way to get things done in America or Canada.
Oh man, yeah.
Apparently,
I remember walking into Target the day that the Cobra soldiers came out for Cobra Island.
Oh, forget it.
And I was there early in the morning, and I was like, yeah, nobody else is here. I saw some mother plucker at checkout with 6 of them.
Yeah.
And you got Army Build, right? And I'm like, dude, really?
There's all these stores with Target exclusives of all kinds of stuff. About people stealing it over other people's carts, and it's just crazy. Right?
Yeah, or having somebody hide an entire box full of an entire wave of Marvel Legends in the camping section.
Yeah.
Saw that happen.
Wait, isn't that called John Palmering?
I was going to say, yeah, I can't really throw that stone too hard. But yeah.
That's fair.
I have to say, you guys, that this makes me hearken for the good old days of Toys R Us, because at least they were a toy store and they understood and they knew. Yeah. So it was an exclusive. They'd have it at the counter. You could only get one. You weren't getting dinked over by some scalper who was coming in and buying an entire case. Yeah. Because in my area where I'm at, I have a Target, a Walmart, a Kohl's, and
a Kroger.
Yes. Hey, don't knock my Kroger. Don't knock my Kroger. That's my little gem.
You're the only Kroger that sells Lego. I'm jealous.
And it's and luckily the scalpers have not figured out that my Kroger is there and what it does. But because my Walmart, my Target, the Goodwill store, all of them are in cahoots with one of the guys who runs a flip shop at one of the flea markets. And so there is, I got to be literally in the store when the employee puts the things on the peg if I want to try and get something, because otherwise they're gone. It's crazy.
Well, I walked into our Target. I think it was today. Was it today? I went. I've been every day just seeing what they have on the shelf. And just as my lunch hour, I will run through there and I'll hit a fast food joint because it's not very far from work. So yesterday I walked and I see a guy and he's got this load of Transformers in his hand, and he drops one, and it's the new one of the Beast Wars one they've re-released or whatever, the cheetah or the kitty cat one, whichever one it is. And I'm like, oh, that's a new Beast Wars. And he went, yeah, I think so. And all that kind of stuff. And I hand it back to him. He's got a stack. And I'm like, oh, there must be some Transformers down there for me to look at. Nothing on the peg. He was a scalper cleaning them out.
Oh, yeah.
And then I turned to the Lego aisle, and there's a dude sitting there with a basket, and he's got it loaded up, and he's calculating all the prices, or he's looking at his orders that he's put online for people to buy from him, and he's using the Target as his stock room, and he's pulling them off the shelves to sell. And I'm like, yeah, all the magic's gone, right?
Yeah.
It's
this figure almost caused a fist fight in a Target aisle.
Oh, wait,
because of the three, and I was like, I just want to buy this. That's all I want. And the guys were crowding around, and one of them turned their back, and I picked it off the peg, and the guy got right in my face about it. Both of us having our masks on, so I was like, what's happening right now?
Is that
It's 5'5" and $150, and I'm me, and I just Okay. I was like, have a nice day, and I left. I mean,
Is that Black Series?
no, this is the Black Series, but it's the little version of it. It's the 3 3/4.
See,
Okay.
that is another dark hole which no one recovers from if I have to start collecting all of them.
I have Kara.
I fell into that hole. I fell into that hole.
I'm selectively in that hole. I pick and choose.
Same. I liked the Mandalorian stuff. I want to get the deluxe one and the heavy soon.
I'm amazed at your restraint. I'm impressed. It is like you had a New Year's resolution, didn't you? You're just letting this go, right?
Is it the black hole conversation?
Yes.
Okay, I'll say deep well. How about a deep well?
There we go.
There we go.
Bottomless cave, a bottomless pit.
A rabbit hole? Is it
rabbit hole?
Yeah.
I only have 2 official Black Series big figures, which is the Mandalorian, which is this guy. He's out on my shelf. The little Yoda they sold separately for $10, and Jaina Solo, and that's it for now. Like, unless they come out with Skywalker from the Mandalorian, spoilers.
Backwards. They make Legends mini figures.
What? Say again?
They make Legends figures.
What do you mean?
Marvel Legends?
Oh, the Jaina Solo. That was
yeah. They made 2 Legends figures. So there's the smaller version of Jaina Solo and Jason Solo that run for like $300 a piece right now. And
Why
then
did I know about
Black
this?
Series.
She's breaking curfew right now. You're gonna see the chair spinning as she's running to
I'm
Target.
gonna go take my COVID test.
Jaina Solo was.
But they came out They came out a while ago. So finding them.
I found mine at a toy fair for $20.
Wow.
Nice.
Nice.
The action figure collecting at stores has gotten so ridiculous that I've turned completely to ordering online.
Yeah, that's all I'll do. I don't do anything else anymore. If I can't pre-order it, order online, forget it. It's done.
Yeah.
So.
And Entertainment Earth sometimes gets the exclusives and sometimes they don't, but I'm always keeping an eye out for Entertainment Earth because they seem to be the best deal for me at least.
But the sad thing is that it's reaching this point now, and my wife was kind of frustrated because she was looking for me for something for Christmas, and she wanted to get me something from Star Wars for an action figure type thing, and she went to go order it, even if it was just to pre-order it and give me a card that said this is coming later on.
Yeah.
And action figures pre-orders sold out. It's like they list it for availability, and boom, they're gone.
This is happening everywhere. It's happening with action figures. It's happening with
Funko Pops.
cards. It's happening with there are like scalper bots everywhere buying everything right now. It's insane.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And this is why, like, in until this point, like Lego seemed fairly immune to a lot of it. I mean, other than like some of the super exclusive thing like that Cloud City set or the medical frigate or whatever, right? But I mean, as far as like the regular release stuff, yeah, okay, it may sell out, but then a few days later it comes back. But this, like, I mean, I was checking for the Mandalorian Tatooine thing for 3 a.m. on January 1st. It's gone. But it's like the 7th now, still gone, like everywhere. So I don't know. It's like. It seems to be bled into them now.
The thing about Lego is that they don't do a lot of short production runs. So if you're patient, usually you can get the thing you want.
Yeah.
Except for those convention exclusives that you mentioned.
Right.
Well, what was interesting is that like when the last year.
Oh, quiet, Chris.
When the Chris and Meredith are cracking me up.
I can't go to the store to fondle. Okay, we're in lockdown.
When the new the Clone Wars sets came out last year, so the Ahsoka and the tank and the 501st sets, and I got lucky when they came out and I found them right away, and I posted, and one of my Instagram followers says, "Oh, those will be easy to get, no problem," and surprisingly, they have not been easy to get.
Yeah.
Really? I got them on Amazon. I got one backup set because my child loses minifigures, so I wanted to back up Ashoka and Ashoka Trooper.
Right.
We were like, I think on a Black Friday deal on Amazon, and it was like $10 off or something.
Well, that's nice. But typically, I mean, but yeah, they don't last long because I mean, you go on any of the store. I mean, well, shoot, we saw all the Walmarts, all the Targets, Shop at Home have been like, tumbleweeds in the aisles for weeks before Christmas.
Yeah.
And even now, even then after Christmas, it's not like they've recouped. We've got whatever sets were coming out for 2021, and that's it.
Yeah,
my Walmart had my Walmart had the Ahsoka set $4 off this week, so I picked it up.
I got it. I got the Ahsoka set in
Washington
at Walmart for $20 on clearance because they had one. So
yeah, unless you live in an area where it's like a little rural, poorer community where Lego doesn't sell as often. But if you're in a metropolitan area or a high income bracket area, forget it.
Yep. Coming.
Yeah. I hate where I live, but gotta love the name though.
Matt, my husband bought me a 501st Battle Pack, and I looked at it and I go, "Why did you buy this?"
Are you serious?
So you can flip it.
No, it's sitting in our basement somewhere, and I'm just like,
I just want the Ahsoka minifigure.
You didn't say, "Honey, I love you."
not the Ashoka tank set, just the 501st Battle Pack.
Which is
okay. I know that it's not as exciting. I get it.
It's not as exciting.
Why'd you buy me this?
But they went very fast too. Those are hard to keep in stock as well. So
but I'm getting it for posterity, just so we have one. I'm like,
everybody needs one.
Everybody needs 4. What are you talking about?
Hey guys, I'm gonna bail out a few minutes early tonight. Go hang out with Paul before he goes to bed. So
good night, Paul.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
See you, Mark.
Bye.
I'm gonna go spend time with my family too.
I can't go anywhere. I can't go anywhere.
Chris, they're dropping like rats.
They're all running to Target to get their Lego is what they're doing.
So Dana, my master plan was to wait for the set that's been revealed in Canadian catalogs that looks awesome, that I have the other 2 sets in the series to link to.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm worried that there's going to be absolutely nothing to order because I want to order the bouquet and I want obviously Beskar Mando, but I'm just worried that I guess they're not going to be at the store.
Hey, let me tell you, Beskar Mando, you go to Kohl's tomorrow. When you're free, go to Kohl's, you'll find one. There was one on the shelf at my Kohl's. So.
There were none in my Kohl's. My Kohl's look like the Walmart and the Target now. The Lego section is bare.
Yeah, same.
Oh, a Canadian has shown up. A wild Canadian appears. Jeff Van Winden, what is up, man?
I'm not in the feed.
You're in the feed.
Oh, I am.
You're in the show.
Where am I? I don't see myself. Okay, I see myself. I waited for myself to appear, and I'm like, where am I?
It's the delayed Canadian time zone.
Here, there you go. How you doing, buddy?
Not bad. Yourself?
I'm good.
Just sorting dark blue brick today.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Ooh, that's fun.
Well, it's something to do.
Have you gotten any 2021 sets yet?
I tried logging in, or I looked on New Year's morning, about 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning. I looked and I put stuff in my cart and I thought, oh, you know what? I'll just wait. And then I came back later in the day and, well, no, I guess it was the day later, and the gift with purchase was already gone and everything else was back ordered. And I was like, okay, well, guess I'm not getting anything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this is what was weird about my shop at home thing, because Jake wanted to get the police station. That was he got money for it. He was wanting to buy it and everything. So I fell asleep at like 9. I was doing I think I'll lay down and get up for New Year's, to see the fireworks or whatever. 12:13 in the, I wake up. Oh, what's going on, right? And Jake was like, I'm just checking on you, Dad. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll check. So I log in, and of course, Lego.com is going, absolutely. I mean, it was all these weird errors, like you put it in your cart and an error has occurred, and it was just crazy what was going on. And so I tried that, and then of course I was awake, so I interneted for a little while, and Jake kind of about 1:30 he came in and he said, I'm going to bed. I'm like, dude, and I was not able to get it. It's, told him it's acting weird. And so I dozed in. About 3 or 4 in the morning, I checked it, and the site was completely down, right? So 7 in the morning, I get up, and I'm let me check. And the stuff is in my cart, and I'm paying with PayPal, and I put it on express shipping so we could get it or whatever. And I hit buy, and it went through. And then I went to check the status of my order, and it said I ordered it on December 31st. I ordered it on the 1st, but it said I ordered it on December 31st, and we got it 3 days ago. So it came in good order. It never showed back order. It never. So I don't know what monkey magic happened for us to get our set, but we did. So it's weird. So weird.
I wonder if it's coming from different shipment centers, because we actually have one in like in St. Catharines, I think, or in Niagara Falls. There's like an Ontario depot, or at least Canadian depot there. And I know they sell out of this somewhere in the southern states too, don't they? Like they ship out down from down there.
We're going to Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
Well, I normally get most of my orders from Illinois, which is really strange because you would think I would get it from the Tennessee distribution center.
Probably depends on what's got stock, though.
That very well could be. Yeah.
The stuff that I get is from Thornhill.
Yeah.
Thornhill has a depot?
Huge one. Yeah.
Oh, like Lego Canada's depot then, because they're out in Thornhill.
Yeah.
Huh. Because mine always comes from Niagara Falls area.
Weird. You're even farther.
Well, Jeff, you're big in Niagara Falls, aren't you?
I'm sorry. What was that?
You're big in Niagara Falls, aren't you?
Am I big in Niagara Falls? I don't know.
Niagara.
Sorry, 80s joke.
Slowly I turn.
Trying to
But
remember.
I do want to bring this up, and hopefully David Cowdice is on here to give me a thumbs on this. So we live in a modern technology age, and there's this thing. It's called cloud services that is designed specifically for businesses like Lego and other companies who have online turnstiles. That when it comes to a busy time of year, they can have virtual machines spun up to help augment this problem so that their systems don't come to a crash. Lego, do better, because that's what today's technology is all about, and this kind of thing shouldn't be happening.
I was gonna say between LegoCrashing.com, shop at home,
yeah,
and it looks like they've spent $0 on upgrading Bricklink's wonderful 1999 website. It doesn't feel like Lego likes to invest in IT infrastructure.
Well, that's a given. And Dave's pointing out, but security, and because they don't. But security, hybrid cloud, you can still have that happen. I mean, Cisco, Amazon, IBM, Google, they're all working on that to create that hybrid cloud system to alleviate that type of stuff. So,
but do you know what happens though? Like with our reservations, it's when the world is not on fire. Like we're taking hundreds of thousands of reservations a day, and part of it's done through the cloud, but then part of it is that the taking and the what do they call it? The storage tanking of warehouse. Basically, it's like they take all the reservations and they get stored in the cloud in this area to process them. So
right.
The payment, where they're coming, all this kind of stuff. But the connection between that and our actual inventory server is where the bottleneck is. So I don't know if Lego is running the same kind of thing where their actual inventory is not in the cloud. It's actually on some blade somewhere, right? And they're trying to drip feed the thing out, and that's where it's.
Well, after watching Lego bring out their new POS or point of sale system, I'll say point of sale. Because POS,
sure.
POS. I mean, it has been a nightmare for all the stores. I know both of our local stores here have had unending issues. What was it? The day that the new GWPs came out for Christmas, the weekend before Black Friday. I know one of our Lego stores, literally their entire point of sale system was down for like a couple of hours, where they had to actually send people away and take names and numbers to call them to have them come back and purchase their stuff because they couldn't they literally could not do a sale because Lego's point of sale system is horrible. And I know Julian's not here, and we can have a Kevin Hingle moment for a second. Ding. We know that in the past, Lego's point of sale system, if there was a problem in Enfield, that all the Lego stores in the country couldn't process sales. So, yeah, they need to do better when it comes to their whole technology department.
And I think the whole purpose of them buying Bricklink was, we can invest to make it better because the previous owner, not the guy who had made it back in the early lot, but a Korean.
Yeah,
didn't put any investment into the actual website, so it looks like it's something from 2001.
Well, there's things to that because he had actually pumped a bunch of money into doing the whole the A-full sets, and so that kind of monopolized. So no further development on the actual site was happening because he actually had site developers packing boxes of bricks.
But then Lego, I don't sell on Bricklink. I still have a store. I've closed it because and I've gotten a bill for $2 of taxes that apparently I haven't paid from 3 years ago or something, which was awesome.
That's interesting.
No, but they had this XP site. What Lego spent money on is they put money on this Bricklink XP site, which is for the casual buyer that's like, hey, my kid wants this minifig. And it's not for an AFOL or a person looking for a used set. Not like that. It's just it's like a dumbed down Bricklink.
Yeah, a juniorized.
And I'm just
juniorized Bricklink for parents.
I'm like, have you seen what Bricklink looks like? You can't even get it on your cell phone. There's no mobile version. Wouldn't that be step number one?
But Meredith, have you not been to the Bricks and Pieces site?
I know, it's terrible too.
Bricklink makes Bricks and Pieces look like we've been to the moon.
Okay. Let me talk about the Bricks and Pieces site. For one time, they had it where if you were going to accidentally back out of the site and lose your card, it would give you a warning.
Yeah.
And then that went away. And the only thing they improved is if you keep the tab open, it doesn't time out and it keeps your cart, and that's great. But if you hit that back arrow accidentally, gone. It's just gone, and it's a pain.
I know I've got a lot of people who made comments about that. Why hasn't Bricklink and Bricks and Pieces, or why has Lego not created a store on Bricklink or something like that to replace Bricks and Pieces? I'm sure there's a whole bunch of reasons in the back end because I know even Bricks and Pieces, there is some poor Lego employee who has to go and pick my order.
Yeah,
it's not automated.
I get that, but come on, Bricklink.
Oh, I know. I know. I agree. It sounds silly. As I said, we live in a technology age. Why are these things not better? Why are they not progressing? Lego do better. So,
yeah. And honestly, Lego's website and all their ordering technology, even the people running them and customer service are great.
Oh, fantastic!
But they have never although right now you can't reach them because you go to look and see. If you ever noticed that the little dial that tells you how busy they are is always 3 reds. It's like your Xbox or whatever is about to die red, and it's always busy, and it takes an hour and a half to get to somebody. Yeah. And I no fault of those wonderful people who are on the other end of the line because they're always so amazing.
Yeah.
I know that's a combo of COVID. That's a combo of a lot of factors. But yeah, it's just hard to get to them. Their technology and a lot of that stuff is it's going to bite them, I'm afraid, soon. Because
again,
moms who expect to be able to talk to a customer service rep just like that, and they're not able to. So
but you know what? We still got to look at the whole sheer factor of we are consumers in a niche market for a niche product that we're loyal to. Short of us going out and buying a competitive product, we're gonna just bend over and take it as it is.
Well, especially for these exclusive sets that you can only buy from Lego, right?
Right.
That's so they're having a monopoly on selling some of these things, right? And I rarely buy Lego sets. I usually buy Lego and Bricklink, but I bought a couple of Lego sets this year, and including the big pirate ship, which is a great set. But it was kind of it took a while to arrive and so forth. But what you all are talking about here, it sounds like you were waiting. Was it until midnight on New Year's Eve or something to get to buy some new sets that came out?
Well, because new sets came out January 1st. Yeah, new sets came out January 1st.
January 1st. And it just sounds like it reminds me of trying to get Springsteen tickets when Ticketmaster puts on.
Oh yeah,
I'm bringing this up for a reason, right? Because Ticketmaster is in the business of selling tickets and tickets to big name artists who sell out shows. Ticketmaster has experience in dealing with, putting an entire tour on sale on the same day and knowing that some of these shows are going to sell out as fast as people can buy them, like that very day. And maybe if you're really unlucky, you get, the Rolling Stones and Taylor Swift and Bruce Springsteen all going on sale on the same day. And then it just sucks for everyone. But if and this, when you're dealing with Ticketmaster, it's also slow. It's all, people order tickets and they get thrown out and they get canceled. And like, if Ticketmaster can't get that right, I don't think we can expect Lego to get that right. Because you'd think that Ticketmaster would have technology to make this a little more smooth. But they also have monopoly, and then they charge you, a $25 convenience fee for the convenience of buying a ticket from them. Because I don't know, like
you're right, man. I guess you would think that as companies run into these problems, they would anticipate that the next time they're doing this to have something in place to make it easier. But in the grand scheme of things, that's kind of what I was saying, is that whether it's a concert goers or ordering online for whatever company it is, they don't care. You're going to buy their product.
The last time I bought from Shop at Home, I can't remember. Either the last time I bought at store was for AFOL Day, and the rest of the time it's been Amazon and Target.
Yeah,
the buying experience is easier.
Well, and I gotta agree, but the only reason I typically will buy in the store and go to the store or shop at home is for a GWP.
Mm-hmm.
That's usually the only reason. Otherwise, I'm going to go. Heck, at Target, I get 5% off my red card, and typically they'll put sets on sale where the Lego store or online doesn't. So
I have a Jeff Bezos credit card that gives me 5% off of Amazon orders. So
there you go.
If I see a good set on Amazon, but it's Amazon or Target had a lot of good Black Friday sales. Granted, I have to buy for somebody who loves Friends. But I think the only reason we bought in the store back in I want to say October or November, not Black Friday, was because the Friends, a certain large Friends pool set was double points.
And you were going for the double points.
And that was it. The points seem to have, just because of COVID and Shop at Home being a pain in the butt, the points just don't seem worth it lately.
Yeah. And then it's kind of a harsh reality that this has all changed everything, because my Lego store experiences used to be VIP day or VIP or AFOL days for 15% off, double points with a GWP, and you can't even. You're lucky if you can get in the store, or lucky if you can get things online. So it's been a little crazy.
Well, and some of that is with the line in the store is the limited amount of people in the store that can happen.
Right.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But you know what? Here's the thing, though. Do you think Lego knows with the limited amount, and it whips us up into a frenzy, and then we've got to get to the store. We gotta keep looking. And even though we're bad mouthing it, we're saying we really want this set, and somebody's like, "Well, no, I really want that set."
As Machiavellian as I'd like to think that the people in Billund are, I don't think so. I really don't. I think, as I've talked to some of the Lego
demand.
Yeah, it's just demand. As I've talked to some of the Lego store employees, they themselves are exhausted. Christmas is normally exhausting. This year was even worse.
Yeah.
Because nobody, it was like we had early COVID buy up of Lego, and Matthew's not here to say it, but I'll paraphrase him. His Bricklink store had been doing gangbusters all year long except for Christmas. The entire month of December it was low. But yet you go into the Lego stores and they literally have nothing because as a shipment came in, and one of our Lego stores here, they got a shipment that was late 3 hours, and they had people lined up who stayed there waiting for them to unbox that truck.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, and it's kind of a question of, is this because people were trying to get ahead of the run for Christmas, or are they getting ahead of the run because of a potential other lockdown, which in most countries did happen? Here in the U.S., it didn't, which it should have.
Or they were putting it on Facebook Marketplace.
Or are they trying to flip it because they're seeing, hey, everything I've bought, I've turned around and sold and I've made a profit on. So maybe people are just trying to strike that. I don't know. And that bubble.
But it's also, there's a lot of people who have lost their regular gigs. They've lost their regular jobs. So they're doing this to make some money to put food on the table, right? Like not just Lego, everything.
Oh yeah, it's all supply and demand, whether it's hand sanitizer or toilet paper, and now it's Lego. So people want what they're looking for, and if they can't get a hold of it, they'll pay the secondary market price.
And those products are not necessarily interchangeable, but
no, they're
only under high pressure.
Just a thought too. Lego, I don't think they're at 100% production.
You're right. I don't think they are.
So I think also just the low production, everybody, and Christmas sets ran up. Like I was pulling some stats just because I was really bored one day with Excel over 3 weeks before Christmas, and they were down to about 5% of their total sets available. Or sorry, 5% of the total sets were actually still available.
Yeah.
Within a few weeks of Christmas.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking to myself, everybody's getting gift cards or cash for Christmas instead of gifts. So then the new sets come up January 1st, and because there's been nothing for a whole month, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's flowing there, and I'm pretty sure, they maybe had, like, I don't know what the numbers were, but they did not have full stock that they would have, because everything went back order so quick too.
I was gonna say, Jeff, that's what the statistician I work with says. I was bored, so I just did some stuff in Excel.
Oh, that was a total definite.
Excel is my friend, for sure.
No,
I'm not a statistician. That's the other Jeff.
But you know what? You made a good point though. It's a question of did people get gift cards, and that's what they were doing on January 1st, or what ratio was January 1st gift cards versus people just coming in and paying cash or credit or whatever.
Yeah,
that's an interesting concept.
Well, hey, there was Christmas money. January the 1st, I had Christmas money.
Absolutely, but I've gone into the Lego store on January 1st before. Like when the UCS Slave 1 came out, I was one of those guys who's like, I gotta have this. I'm going in on January 1st. And no, there was no rush. There was no selling out of them on that day or within 4 hours.
Yeah.
So in Oklahoma, on January 1st, I was paying attention to our log message boards, and one of our members of the log is the manager of the Lego store, Patrick. And somebody was like, hey, what time does the Lego store open? And Patrick replied with, hey, we're opening up at noon because, blah, 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 holiday, blah, blah, blah. And this was at 9:30 in the morning when this conversation was happening. The next line was, well, there's like 50 people outside waiting.
Yep.
And it was at that moment that I messaged Patrick and was like, hey, can you put these sets to the side for me and I'll see you on Monday? Because nope, no way. I was not going to do that at all. And then when I went Monday, I got my bounty of Lego, except for the Tatooine thing, because they sold that. So that's the only thing that I'm really looking for. Yes,
Chris,
thank you, Chris. Yes, thank you, Chris. Thank you.
Did I mention that I used $5 of Kohl's cash to make that?
Oh yeah, that's great, fantastic, man.
You know what you can do with that $5?
It's not so many years ago that at some of these big Lego events there would be a big sale available to the people who registered, and maybe show at midnight or something, and then a while before they started limiting it a little bit. We call it the running of the bulls because everyone just went absolutely crazy in there, and it never occurred to me that it could on some level become harder and worse than that for normal people who weren't at a Lego con.
Yeah.
There's that book that the journalist wrote, For the Love of Lego, and it's the journalist getting back into the hobby and he's explaining things, and there's a convention, and then that night they went to the Lego store and he's with the guy that runs the Brick Museum in Ohio, I think. Yeah, it's in Ohio. And how the guy at the store was like, well, we got a sale on all our busted boxes, and this was right when modulars were becoming a thing. The Green Grocer just came out. and the Lego manager was like, you're only allowed to get one of these, for blah blah blah. But like, people still ended up with like 2 or 3, and like that's the only time that I can think of that I sort of know about when like Lego was in such a demand that everybody was basically like, all right, boys, we're going in, let's load up and do this. So like these days it's crazy. When I went in on Monday, our store was bare, and like Patrick was like, hey, here's the stuff, and I was like, okay, and then like people looked at me and I was like, here's my money, bye. So
and as you were watching yourself walking out to the car, checking everybody, making sure you were being followed.
Well, Emily, I know we pissed some people off because Emily was with me because I gave her $100 bill and I took $100 bill, and we got 2 of these.
Oh yeah,
because I was like, man, and I got all of the series minifigures that I wanted, so I was happy. But like, it's crazy. Like, as far as like sets that are coming out this year, I just want the Trouble in Tatooine set. I just want that Mandalorian in the Beskar. I didn't buy the Razor Crest. I don't plan to buy the Razor Crest.
Yeah, that's pretty much until that blacksmith shop comes out, which I'm kind of interested in for photos and stuff. That's kind of it. Well, base plates too, I guess.
And then the 3-in-1 mech that's coming out. That I'll be happy. Like, even the Batman stuff that they've revealed, I've just been like, okay.
Which, you know what, and Jeff, I agree with you on a lot of this, where it's like I'm not looking forward to a whole lot of sets that are coming out so far this year, and I'm actually very happy about that.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
It'll give my wallet a little time to recover. Yeah, Martin, what the heck are you building? Because I
was wondering about that too.
Building a mock.
I'm piddling away. I'm curious about
with.
So I'm building. So you talk about spaceships. I built my first spaceship last week, but like trying to think about like a cockpit, so like a slug head or a snail head. And what I built there, this is the second one I'm building because this is the one I'm doing just now. But the first one I did was I did it like this isn't all of it. The ship, it flies this way. You've got a little power cord generator here. These little pink, purple things, or it can be like a bomb drop thing where.
Cool.
Notice he has enough parts that he's made that twice.
But what actually is, this is a connecting ship, so it actually powers this bit here. So it's like,
that's awesome.
Chris, why did we talk him into building spaceships?
I don't know.
And then there's more. Hang on.
But wait, there's more.
There's always more.
This is just his little doodling going on here. Yeah.
I like that sailing ship you have there too in the background.
The potato ship, that's so cool.
Cargo transport. So it takes cargo.
That's awesome. I love cargo. That's so cool.
It is a fancy space truck. Womp, womp.
Fancy space truck. It's what it is. So I got another one. So I'm going to make different versions of them and kind of have them together. So
that's wicked. That's so cool.
Thank you.
Nothing makes me feel better when Castle Boy builds a better spaceship than I can. So
as if Martin wasn't already that guy we hate, we now hate him.
Right? Anyway, so I'm just making another one of those. But yeah, the boat, this time while I was waiting for Barracuda Bay. So
best yet.
And now Martin's showing off how he can build in multiple teams. That's good. All right, great, fantastic. Thanks, Martin. See you later.
I've actually got like a full interior underneath where the cannons are and a little buoy, and it's the right height because they were always smaller.
Of course it does.
Shit. So.
Martin, you need some blue or purple sails for that.
Some blue or purple sails? Yeah, let's do that. Hey, let me have some of that fabric that you got from Denmark that you got in. That would be nice. Was it the Belleville stuff?
No, I got Natalie wanted a friend's pirate ship. Hold on. There it is.
Holy smokes.
And we got blue sails on it.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah. Oh, well, hey,
let me give you the big screen there. Sorry. Hang on. There you go.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That thing is just awesome. It's so much fun.
I hadn't seen that before. What's the rigging on it?
It's those rubbery connectors. They're usually in brown or black, but they made them in purple or lavender for the Trolls World Tour sets. So I bought a bunch of them.
Is that the little hoses?
No, they're the little rubber.
Oh, I didn't.
They're like the horse reins they use sometimes.
Oh, so they're in the Troll sets?
Yeah, they're from the troll sets. I just bought them off Bricklink.
Hey, can we get a view of the ship again? Emily came in here to look at it.
Hold on. There's
Yeah.
Drunk in my pile of my fizzy water cups.
Hey, Chris, while she's doing that, did you notice that Colin Harvey is in the chat?
No, I did not. Colin Harvey.
Yeah, I haven't seen that name in ages and ages.
I know. He and I chat just about every day, but it's good to see you, Colin. Glad you're here.
That is lovely, isn't it?
It is.
It's very purple blue.
It's very
So at the I should know the port at the back of the ship there. Your different faded colours, your blues, as they taper in. That's really nice.
They're dots.
Yeah, I'm sure they are. Lovely. That's great.
There's a site in England that will make you custom sails, custom Lego sails.
Oh, I need to know who that is.
Just
they weren't that expensive. I want to say the sails on that ship cost me $30 plus $10 shipping.
Oh,
About $40 shipping, $40 total, and then $10 shipping. It wasn't terribly expensive.
That's not
bad. 10 colors.
Canadian Jeff, what you got there?
In the States, you guys got the Lego catalog this year too, right?
Oh, you mean the checklist?
No, we haven't gotten it, and that's what I
I've
want to
gotten
buy.
it.
I'm buying Ninjago City Gardens, and it has.
I've got it.
No,
I
not
got
that
it.
one. But this one,
Oh, I don't have that one.
which is
No,
like
it's on
a,
my desk somewhere here. Yeah, I got it.
which is 123 page catalog.
Right,
That came out in November-ish
Yep.
for all of the 2020 sets. And I'm wondering if this also helped Lego with their sales too. Like you suddenly send something like this out and everybody's able to look at it. It's like your Sears Wish book.
It was.
Oh.
I brought that conversation up for that same thing not that long ago because it feels like. I mean, it's square.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
like
it's an old catalog.
It's the old catalog,
Yep.
and there are no prices in that thing.
Nope.
So it's
Nothing.
basically it harkened back to those old style catalogs that we had when we were a kid. Yeah, I mean, fantastic layouts. As I like to refer to it as a checklist, more than a catalog. But yeah,
Well, when you have all the sets, you can checklist it, right? Which one am I missing versus which ones do I want, right?
Yeah.
Well, have you guys in Canada gotten the apparently the catalog with the Ninjago City Gardens in it?
Oh, yeah, hold on. It's right
Yeah,
here.
that one.
Lego keeps dropping me from their mailing list. Apparently, they're talking to my parole officer.
This one?
Yeah.
That might be it.
Wait,
Why
let me find
haven't
the
we
page.
gotten it, Mr. Lego Ambassador?
I don't get these things from other countries.
Nah, Meredith, maybe it's upstairs and you can't have it because of COVID. I don't know.
Potentially. I've been waiting to make any 2021 purchases until the Ninjago City comes out.
That's your
Yeah.
big set for the year, right?
I'm trying to find the picture.
Yep, there it is. I got that one just like him. I got that one.
Now that one I don't have.
Yeah, this
I got
one
that one.
arrived
There it is.
today. This is
Found
in-
it. I got it here if anybody.
Dave says he's
Ryan,
all
page
my
25.
What's the price in US, Ryan?
Good point. I'd say $3.99, but that's Canadian.
What's
Real
Canadian? What is the-
Drum roll, please.
$75.
Yay!
That would be about right. Oh, really? $100 less than us.
Yay!
That's about right.
I was thinking 350, but
Still not fair.
My boys and I decided the three of us are going to go in on it together. So we're all three of us are going to save up for that one.
well, that we do the yearly family set, and the yearly family set 2 years ago was Ninjago City, and we already had the docs because we got it on Walmart. Mispriced it when it was released. They put it up for $100.
What?
Ouch.
Yeah. It
Wow.
was like on Reddit Lego deals or something. So Brian got it for like $100. So we have the docs and we have the city. And last year we got Diagon Alley as the family set. That's why I couldn't get the Katina. And this year I get to pick, so we're getting the gardens.
That's awesome. Oh, hey guys, we've hit 2 hours, believe it or not, and it feels like we just chatting away. It's really cool, but we probably need to cut it right here and everything. We may return to this the Lego sales in 2021 and all that kind of stuff. We may be sitting around talking around barrels of fire by the time this week rolls around next week. But we never know. But I always appreciate hanging out with my friends, and I appreciate you guys coming by. And let me just say, I do appreciate this. We built this over the weekend. Had the best time building this. And the cool thing is my wife bought me the original for our anniversary, like our 5th anniversary or something like that. And of course I rebuilt it, and all those rare parts I've actually maybe have a few, but it's nice to have this. So there's a lot to this set that you guys gave me, and I'm really appreciative, big time appreciative of it. And it was a lot of fun for Jake and I to build. We actually filmed us building it in fast forward speed. And I did some attempts to do something, slow in the background so it'll look normal speed. A couple of them actually worked, so we'll publish that video this weekend because he and I are going to do a show reviewing some sets and everything. So I'll be on this channel later this week. Thank you guys for showing up. Thank you guys for being my friend. And thank you guys for a couple of hours where we didn't have to think about the problems of the world, only the fact that we can't get the Lego sets we want when we want, and what a first world problem that is. Yeah. So, or second world if you're in Canada. But anyway, if you
I got a big bowl of poutine here for you, my friend.
I bet you do.
So Canada's not looking too bad right now, guys.
Yeah, no, Canada's wondering what's going on downstairs with the weird neighbors.
The problem is, if we all go up there, there won't be enough internet bandwidth, right?
Yeah, but then it'll all be local, so it'll be fine. It'll be like we're on a local land. So
we'll just put another boots on the treadmill. It'll be fine.
Get those boots running.
Have a great night. Talk to y'all later. Bye, everybody.